Rio, known for its beaches, bikinis, and utter inability to prepare for the 2016 Summer Olympics. Just how did this city, famous for hosting extravagant parties, become such a hot mess? Here are 5 reasons why the Rio Olympics is already a disaster. Rio has been in some pretty hot water for the extremely hazardous levels of raw sewage and trash floating in its disease-ridden waterways. An attempt to clean it up with eco-barriers failed after the water was found to have bacteria 1.7 million times what's considered harmful on a beach in Southern California. Some athletes, like the U.S. Olympic rowing team, have decided to wear antimicrobial suits, but health experts say it won't be enough to protect them from infection. And if that wasn't enough, recent studies have found antibiotic-resistant superbacteria off beaches and in a lagoon where Olympic rowing, canoeing, and triathlon swimming events are set to be held. Brazil is broke, and still Rio has spent millions on the Olympics and taken out an $860 million loan from the government to cover costs. The Olympics has been used as a justification for projects like million-dollar beachfront condos and a subway expansion to a wealthy suburb, but not much is being done to help average Brazilians. Thousands of families have been evicted to make room for Olympic Park in Rio, in what some have termed as social cleansing. Residents say they've been intimidated by the government into leaving without adequate notice and offered less than market value for their homes. Despite recent years of progress, violence and crime rates are back up in Rio, where nearly 2,000 people have been murdered this year already. While violence is mostly concentrated in the favelas, an Australian athlete has been mugged, and a group of Spanish sailors competing in the Olympics were caught in the middle of a gunfight. And though some 85,000 police officers and soldiers are to be deployed during the games, their paychecks have been delayed, leading some to threaten to quit. The city has also seen an increase in police brutality. More than 2,500 people have been killed by the police in Rio since the city won the Olympic bid in 2009. Remember Dilma Rousseff, Brazil's president who was suspended in May after being accused of illegally manipulating the country's budget to hide a huge deficit? Well, Rousseff's now facing impeachment proceedings, which hasn't exactly been creating the festive mood everyone hoped for this Olympics. The verdict isn't expected until after the games end. You may have noticed that Zika didn't make the list. That's because though the mosquito-borne virus has been a concern all year, it's now winter in Brazil, and risk of infection during the Olympics is almost zero, according to Brazil's health minister. When all is said and done, the Olympics are fleeting. It's the local Brazilians who will end up with all the dirty water, violence, messy politics, and a weaker than ever economy.